Well, hello everyone. It's Feroshia Knight here from Coach Training World, and I'm sitting here with the fantastic Joe Rugnetta, who is a whole person coach that works with the person's total well-being, mind, body, heart, and spirit. And I'm really excited today because he's going to share with you and me, actually for the very first time, his journey into coaching, and of course, some of the secrets that he helps his clients to really achieve their wellness goals. So Joe, would you please introduce yourself to us?
Thanks, Feroshia. My name is Joe Rugnetta. I am a well-being coach, and a little bit about myself. My journey started at a young age. I really struggled with my weight. I would say around 15 years old, I weighed about 250 pounds. I went off to college, which oddly enough, I had a problem with food, but I went to culinary school. So, which later worked out well for me because I learned some really great ways to make some lifestyle changes as far as food goes. But at the time, it was really unhealthy for me, especially having a dining hall that provided access to food all day in a buffet style. So I graduated college weighing about 330 pounds. I was extremely depressed. I had a lot of social anxiety. I was not comfortable in my own skin at all. It led me to some issues with addiction. It was a real struggle. I went on like that for a couple of years. I lost a couple of pounds, just, no dining hall, natural evolution, lost about 15 pounds. But at about 27 years old, I had a friend at work, Jill. She says to me, I'm going to sign up for the gym. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to sign up with you. And up to that point, I had always felt very intimidated about the gym. Dieting had seemed like it never worked for me. So I'd pretty much given up on it. I was kind of content with being depressed, which was really not a good place to be. So this little spark and just a teammate in the process was really like empowering for me. So we signed up together. I texted her a few times. I'm like, hey, you going today? No, not today. Finally, we went together probably about a week after I signed up. And we went together 3 whole times that week. And it was like, yes, victory. I went to the gym 3 times in a week. And it was like, okay, celebrate something. And, I felt good. I felt like I found some things that I could do and not feel like everyone was looking at me and feel embarrassed and insecure. And I did what I could handle. So it started off with just some walking. It built up to, some walking with an incline, then to a jog. Then next thing you know, I'm adding weights in. I'm running to the gym and home from the gym and really just feeling the success. Then, of course, the outside influences and people start noticing and they're like, wow, you're looking great. What are you doing? And just that feedback from others really fueled me and drove me to some great places. And the depression kind of faded away naturally. I started going out, being social, really enjoying my life, just kind of connecting with people on a whole new level. I met a friend who, he was extremely fit and really into the gym, and he taught me some great stuff as far as the weights went. And I really just learned to appreciate help in the process, which is such a powerful thing, which is why I want to be a coach, which is why I want to help my clients, because I learned that the support of others is one of the most powerful tools in the entire universe. My coaching style, I really do look at the whole person, the mind, body, and the spirit. And I want to, really find out what's going on with my client and why aren't they able to achieve their well-being goals.
Yeah. Well, and I've witnessed that in your coaching and how thorough you are with really figuring out what's really the issue that prevents them from achieving their goals, whether it's weight or fitness or other aspects of their life. And I also know that, you really value spirituality, and that's become part of your practice. Could you talk about that?
Yeah. Thanks, Feroshia. So my spirituality is huge. I think like a lot of people, I stumbled onto the law of attraction through the movie The Secret. And at first I was like, yeah. Like this is, it, this sounds good. But then I like spent some time thinking about it and just the basic principle of if you can think yourself successful, there's a lot of weight in that. And when you can really hone in on that feeling of success, it's such a catalyst for success. And so I've taken that and I've implemented it into my own life, and I want to share that with others.
Yeah. And what's maybe some of the things that you've noticed in yourself just following those principles?
Well, I will use today as an example.
Cool.
So, you know, uh, I'm human. At times I struggle with going to the gym, and it was a little bit of that for about a week. And I tried not to place any judgment on it. I acknowledged that my body needed a little break, and I honored that. But today I woke up this morning and I was like, today's the day. I didn't think I can do it. I thought I'm going to do it. I felt that I'd already done it. And I went to that gym and I left there feeling amazing. I had the best workout I've had in months. I spent an hour or so doing weights, and then I did a 30-minute cardio exercise, and I just felt so successful. It's so empowering, and it just fuels you on the whole process going forward.
Absolutely. And I'm kind of giggling because I had the same experience of I didn't want to go to the gym today. My back hurt. And I got there and I was like, as I was sitting there, my trainer was looking and she goes, well, how's everything going? I was like, bleh. I made the ugly face and she just stared at me like, okay. And it was interesting because I watched her watch me, and then I got self-conscious and said, well, if I'm going to make this happen, I got to be positive about it. I got to see this. And it was funny because she was saying, okay, do 12 of this. And so I started doing 15. And the more I did 15, it was like, these weights aren't even heavy. And I'm like, such a powerful mind we have. And so when you work with clients, it sounds like, you kind of have a model or a philosophy that you operate from. Could you talk about that?
Sure, absolutely. So I guess what I like to focus on with clients is looking at their thoughts, feelings, and actions. And I think it's kind of a cycle. Your thoughts create your feelings, and your feelings create your actions. So, or inaction, I should say as well, because sometimes it's what hinder us from doing the things we want to do. So, first I'm going to find out what the client wants to achieve. We're going to really, look at the action portion of their goals. From there, I'm going to ask some questions that are really going to get the client to think about what they're feeling, and not just like, not just what they're feeling in terms of, happy, sad, but what are they feeling in terms of that motivation? What does that really look like? I want them to paint a whole picture for me. And then with those feelings, I want them to be able to identify the thoughts that are kind of, that stinking thinking, if you will, those thoughts that are really damaging their ability to be successful.
When it sounds like when you're doing that, you're not only working with them very interconnected, the relationship between thoughts, feelings, and actions, or I like how you said inaction, which tends to be why a lot of people come to coaching, is they want to get into action. But also what I'm hearing is through that storytelling process, you're able to kind of listen underneath it and identify maybe the thinking or beliefs that thoughts are coming from, so that you can really help them with what's really in their way versus kind of the checkbox coaching of, did you do 10 reps, or did you do your spiritual practice, or whatever it is that someone's focusing on.
Absolutely. And I think that I learned a lot of those tools in the whole person coaching program. There's the values exercise and the archetypes, and just the foundation of really going in and digging deep, and not just the surface level, because it those motivating factors, they're not, you can go and do 10 reps at the gym, but if you don't feel that positivity that that you're achieving something, and really celebrate the success of that achievement, then you're going to just do it once and fall off, or do it a couple of times, and at least that's what I've experienced with myself is, if I don't live it, I'm not going to love it.
I love that. I don't I fully agree with you on that one. So I want to ask a peculiar question. It's not really peculiar. I'm judging my question. Watch that thinking. But if you were to go inside and just say, what is one of the most amazing things about being able to help others? What bubbles up?
Wow, that's a great question, Feroshia. I think what bubbles up is just that sharing their successes with them, and really celebrating with them, and getting a chance to live vicariously, not only through my own joy and success, but through theirs as well, and to be able to provide some tools, and get them excited about that success as well. It's so empowering and such a beautiful thing.
I agree. And I love that you said vicariously, because I don't know about you, but some of my clients go, I think you're more excited than I am about this. Maybe I am, just because I really do love seeing people succeed and finding their own way, because it's so important. So as a well-being coach, would there be any kind of tips you might give someone that's kind of really wanting to kind of embody their whole self and to step out in the world, whether that's up-leveling their game in their career, their health arena, or anything like that? Do you have some wisdom that you've kind of noticed along the way in your journey?
Absolutely. I think the number one tip that I would give to somebody is to step out of the present moment and really think about what it is that you want. And then from there, think about what that feels like once you achieve it. And just the power of that feeling can really drive passion, and implement a paradigm shift in your thinking.
Absolutely. And it sounds like, as they future it, they can actually almost see it more clearly.
Absolutely. They can almost feel it, touch it, and they really embody it.
Yes. And then go into it. Yay. Well, and I liked what you said about step out of the present moment, because I think a lot of us, we want to be in the present, but the quality of our experience in the present, like if we're feeling stuck or restricted or in a rut or something like that, even though we might be present to what's true in that moment, if it's not working for us, we need to go somewhere to know what we can create, and then come back and create it in the present.
Absolutely. I mean, if you are stuck in the present, then, who wants to be stuck in those feelings? And if there's a way to get out of yourself and experience something different and thrive, why not take advantage of it? Why not latch on, feel that feeling, and then drive for that feeling?
I love that. And what better way to do that is to partner with someone that can help you stay true to yourself.
Absolutely.
Well, and it sounds like even in your early journey, having the catalyst of a friend that wanted to go to the gym. And I think with a lot of people, we find a partner, we're going to do something together. And then that partner fades out because they're not as committed, or, there's just not that loyalty to us, or even more clearly to themselves. So that devotion. But when you work with a coach, the coach is devoted to you. And I can see you are very devoted to your clients. And I love how enthusiastic you are with people and the fact that you're no longer an introvert.
Well, thank you, Feroshia.
Did I embarrass you?
Just a little, I'm a little red. And you're right, there is nothing introverted about me anymore. And I think the most exciting thing is that I truly love my life. And I love that I'm able to connect with my clients and really motivate them or have, not even motivate them, have them motivate themselves. There's so much power in that for my clients that it's really the key for their success.
Absolutely. Well, I want to thank you so much for showing up, for sharing, and most importantly, being there for other people. You have certainly been a light in the rooms, in our training rooms, and I've seen you with our community, and I can only imagine how brightly you shine to help others out in the world. So deep, deep gratitude for you being you.
Thank you so much, Feroshia. I really appreciate this opportunity.
Get back out there. See ya. Bye. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.